All right, Panther fans, how we doing? How's everybody doing? Welcome to my second video of today, and it's still August. The video I made earlier today, it was still August, and damn it, don't you know it? It's still August now. It's pissing me off. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so you know when I go live, you know when Stu and I go live. One real quick thing for the Patreon and YouTube members, September 12th. Is the first Patreon and YouTube membership exclusive live stream. I've added that once per month. I'm going to have an exclusive live stream for you all. And I'm toying around with the idea of making it like a Zoom meeting like Stu and I do. So some of you could actually join in on the party. So that's September 12th, 6 o'clock, 6 Eastern time for Patreon and YouTube memberships. All right. Purposes of this video, we're going over other players. My buddy Stu is here. He's in nice sunshiny Florida. I'm in, no, it's overcast here too.
Yeah, it's overcast.
Yeah, we don't have weather with Weeks anymore, so we need weather with Stu. Right? Yeah.
Good riddance to that.
Oh boy, here we go. We're already started. Here we go. We're not even 2 minutes in. So today's
the weather in Calgary is minus 20. Got 10 feet of snow on the ground. Man, I really hate I got fucking traded. I really enjoyed the beaches in Fort Lauderdale and the chicks.
The bikinis.
All I see is fucking cows in the field. And I step in shit.
All right. That concludes this video. That's all we need. That's all we need right there.
What is he going to say? What is he going to say out there?
I know. I hear you. All right, so for this video, we're going over the Panther players one at a time. The first video we did Bobrovsky. Today we're doing Spencer Knight.
Yeah, we're doing the goalies.
Yeah.
We'll probably do the defense next, and then we'll work our way up to the forwards.
Sure.
I think that's,
Yeah.
That's how we'll do, but
sure. I guess that's
Spencer Knight, the kid.
Spencer Knight, the kid.
How long are we going to continue to call him the kid? This is
I don't know.
Third season.
I don't know. We'll have to come up with. He's got to play more. He's got to play more to earn for us to get a good vibe about what his nickname's going to be. Now, in the Bobrovsky video, I teased this a little bit. I talked about something that I found about Spencer Knight that just kind of made me look twice. So I'm going to put something up on the screen here. And there we go. Come on, share it. What you're looking at are the first 2 seasons for Andrei Vasilevsky and the first 2 seasons for Spencer Knight. If you look at the goals against and the save percentages, they are eerily almost identical. Vasilevsky played a few more games in year 1. Knight played a few more games in year 2, but the save percentage, the goals against, almost identical for those 2 kids in their first 2 years. So what does that bring me to? Well, the next screen is Andrei Vasilevsky. And his 3rd season, I'm going to highlight right there. He started 47 games, so almost an even split. He had a goals against a 2.61 and a save percentage of 917. All right, everybody got that in their heads? Okay, so we stop.
Wait, you should put that back.
You want me to put it back? All right, hold on.
For a sec, yeah.
All right, hold on a second. Let's get it back. The Vasilevsky one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I've highlighted the 3rd year. Go ahead, Stu.
Because now I'm looking at the Stanley Cup years. What is it? 19, 20, 21.
Yeah, those last 3.
Yeah, so look at that save percentage in 2021.
Yep.
925.
Yep.
Goals against 2.21.
2.21.
Talk about domination.
That's absurd. Yep.
So that just goes to show you, when you have a goalie like that, boy, kind of makes it easy for the team in front of them to do their
no
thing
doubt.
in the cup. So anyway, just was curious to see those years. Thank you.
Right. No worries. Okay, so based on that, based on what we know about Bobrovsky and his contract and all of the things, and I'm going to put a statement out there as a question, and I want to get Stu's response to this. If Spencer Knight does with what should probably be fewer games, Vasilevsky started 47. If we do an even split, it's 42. So let's say Knight gets 37 games. If Knight puts together the same type of numbers that Vasilevsky does in his third season, what the hell we do with Bobrovsky? Stu, you're up.
Well, I've said it and I'll say it again. I think Bob's got 2 more years with us. This year and next season.
Right.
That will be, I think, 5 out of the 7 years of his contract.
Right.
There was a question posed on Twitter. How is Bob going to react and perform this year based on the fact that he knows that Zito tried to move him in the offseason?
Good point.
Something that we never talked about in the other video.
Yeah, it's a good point.
But something to think about. I don't know how serious those discussions got with anybody. And I really don't know. That's a
That's a good point.
I don't know the answer to that.
That's a good point. Yeah.
How is Bob going to react knowing that
the
team tried to trade him?
Right. Well, what's interesting with that is I wonder, and I know we're getting off topic here. We'll bring this back to Spencer Knight, but I wonder with Bobrovsky if Zito, because he's got the no move clause. So is Zito going to go to Bobrovsky first and say, hey, if I move you, will you sign off? Because it seems kind of futile for Zito to go look for a deal, make a deal, and then bring it to Bobrovsky after the fact. So it kind of makes me wonder if Zito was shopping him.
That's why I brought it up.
Right.
Because rumors are rumors, and I'd like to know what proof do people have that Zito actually did that, because in my mind, I don't think that happened.
Right.
Because I don't think it's realistically that it was realistically going to happen. Again, I keep saying to everybody, Bob is not waiving his no contract.
Right.
Okay? He's making buco bucks, living the life in Florida. The family, the wife's got to love it down here. It's sunshine, so.
Now, what complicates all of this, because like you're saying, if we just had a regular old backup goalie and there was nothing there, you'd look at it and you'd say you'd at least have Bobrovsky for 2 more seasons. But what complicates this now, bringing it back to Spencer Knight, is he needs a contract.
That's right.
He needs a contract. So
that's
now, if the kid shows up and gives, I mean, I'm gonna what was the,
and
what
he's
was the
going
numbers?
to Eric.
Yeah,
this is contract year.
Right. Vasilevsky had a 2.61 and a 917 save percentage in that third season. And if Spencer Knight in 38, 40 games gives those kinds of numbers, he's going to want to be paid. And
I'm
going to be right.
I'm predicting right now the number is $5 million.
It would be, I mean, yes.
I'm telling you, he's not going to play 40 games. He's going to play 34. I'll stretch it to 35, but I don't think he's playing more than that. Unless
he started 37 last year.
Bob goes down hurt at some point.
Right. Let me correct.
He's still the backup.
27. Yeah. Yeah. No, I grasp what you're saying. He started 27 games last year. Okay. So if let's say he gets 10 more games, that's 37 games. If he gets 37 games and puts up those kind of numbers, he's going to have a case, and he's still going to be an RFA. So I don't think we're in danger of losing him. But this is sports, and we just saw the flip side of this with Huberto and Uyghur. And no loyalty. You're starting to age a little bit. We're not going to sign you to that big deal. We're going to swap you for a younger person. That can work reverse. Okay. Spencer Knight puts up good numbers. You know, he could force the Panthers' hand there a little bit and say, all right, you know, I'm willing. He could take us to arbitration, take a 1-year deal and say, fix this Bobrovsky contract somewhere else. Now, do we know? Do I think he's going to do that? Do I know? I don't know. We don't know. You know, players are one thing, the agents are another. But the whole situation is complicated by the fact that he does need a deal, and he didn't get extended this offseason. So that tells me Zito just doesn't quite know exactly what to do. Now, in terms of his play on the ice, I liked what I saw last year because he started off pretty good. He had the struggling period, and then he went back down to the AHL, kind of tore it up down there. And when he came back, he played really, really well. He wasn't perfect, but he looked more, and this is where I want you to chime in, Stu. He looked more like his confident self at that. In the second half of the season, he looked more like the Spencer Knight we saw that first came up.
Yeah, and that's what happened to him. He lost his confidence. I don't think his fundamentals were far off. He just wasn't playing with the swagger that he did when he first came into the league.
Yeah.
And he was stopping everything. I mean, just remember the playoffs that first year when they stuck him in.
Yeah.
And what he did. And
I know.
I think if you remember in those off-season videos, we were saying that Knight was going to be the starter and our playoff goalie last season.
Yeah. No doubt there. So it's an interesting situation we find ourselves in because you're looking at the salaries of what some of these, taking Vasilevsky out of the equation. It seems to me like the going rate for guys that can win a cup for you. I mean, Kemper wasn't getting paid a ton of money. I don't even know if he was making $5 million. I'm guessing there, but I remember looking. So $5 million. I see your point there, but how many years? You see what I'm saying? Because he's going to want to play and he's going to want to get paid. If he has that swagger, that belief in himself, you know, it's no secret to Spencer Knight's agent. He's probably pulled up the same statistics and said, look, if Vasilevsky can do that, obviously the Panthers don't have the same caliber of defense, but it's going to be really, really interesting to see how it plays out. And again, now we've got this new coach, right? There's no connection there. There's no loyalty there. There's nothing. So Maurice, for all we know, Maurice could come out. Remember how it went last summer where we heard, you know, Spencer and I talked about there was going to be this open competition. And then day one, Q was like, Bobrovsky's the guy. Yeah, we could flip that on its head. We all assume Bobrovsky's the guy now. Maurice could come out day one of camp and be like, the best goalie's going to play. I don't care how much they get paid. We don't know. You know, I would love to see that, to be honest. I'd love to see, no knock against Bobrovsky, but when Bobrovsky gets pushed, he plays better. And I'd like to see how Spencer Knight reacts to that pressure. What do you think?
Going to be a different situation at the end of next season because we got Yandel's 5.4 coming off.
Right.
As far as money goes and re-signing Knight. So let's get that out of the way. Let's worry about next season and signing him next season. As far as what you just said with Maurice, he's an unknown right now.
Right.
Unpredictable. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. I really don't know. I know he coached Carolina. I know he coached Winnipeg. Nothing more. I really don't know his coaching history as I knew a Quenneville or a Tortorella, you know, guys that were more high profile. So
right.
I'm going to wait and see.
Yeah.
So,
well, what would you prefer to see happen? Would you prefer to see Bobrovsky just be given the job, or would you prefer Maurice to come in and say, hey, play and win the job to both of them?
Well, obviously, I want to go with I want to go with the best goalie. I've always felt like that the hot goalie should continue to play until he's not hot anymore.
Yeah.
Whether the guy's making 10 million or not, you go with the hot hand always.
Right.
I got to bring the computer in, guys, because it's starting to pour out there. So just give me a second.
All right.
Sorry.
So that's okay. We'll give Stu a second here, and I'll just banter
Not
on
so
a little
much
bit.
that it's raining, but I can't hear crap. So
Yeah,
well,
that's okay. That's all right. Stu's coming in. And while Stu is setting up, I want everybody to know thank you. And we blew past 3,000 subscribers a couple of days ago, and we were now closing in on 3,300. The YouTube shorts are making a difference, and we'll see how that translates to hockey views when the season starts and everything. But more subscribers is more subscribers. I'll take them. It was a long time to get to the 2,000. So if I have an easier time getting to 4,000 and 5,000, I ain't gonna cry about it. So, all right, Stu's back in the house.
Yeah, sorry about the
no, that's okay.
clarity,
Right.
but it's the best I can offer.
Yeah,
let's get to 5,000 subscribers.
Yeah, we're working there.
Everybody that's new to the channel, just hit the subscribe button. Big deal, you know.
It's a good point.
This you don't want to miss. You don't. This is the place for Florida Panther hockey. Okay, it's like that Tom Cruise line in Risky Business. Porsche, there is no substitute.
I love it.
Flying fluffy hockey.
Flying fluffy, and we've got and
for Panther hockey. There is no substitute. I mean, we've had the man on this podcast, and hopefully we'll get them back for future guest star spots. But
yep, absolutely.
Let's get back on topic here.
All right, so
Knight's another year older. So what is he going to be? What is he? 21 now?
I believe so. I'd have to look that up.
I think he's 21 now.
I believe that's correct.
He's coming into his third season, so it's not like he's the rookie anymore.
He was born on April 19th, 2001. So yeah, he's 21 years. So we can have a drink now. Yeah, he's legal. Now he's legal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was trying to think about before we even started the video, my predictions for the season,
right?
With Knight in mind.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is he going to get a shot right out of the gate, or is Bob going to go on like the first 10 games and Knight's going to sit? Is he truly going to be a backup, or is he going to be a 1B option?
That's really a good question. Well,
me personally, I'd like to see 1A and 1B because I think both guys can do the job. And I'd like to see both guys play a few games each in the first 10 games.
So I'm looking at the schedule for your point there, because I want to see what the back-to-back situation is. And because obviously I'm looking at, we have no back-to-backs for.
Yeah, the back-to-backs are usually in the middle of the season, right?
No, we have a back-to-back. The first back-to-back is November 5th, November 6th out west. We play the Kings on the 5th, and we play the Ducks on the 6th. That's the first back-to-back. So
I'll be in Israel for those games.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Hopefully watching on that stream, that if we could still get it. And those West Coast games will be actually good for me.
Yeah.
Because we're 7 hours ahead. So
right.
If it's a 10 o'clock start in one is a
10 and one's a 9:30 or something.
Oh crap. That means I have to watch the game at 5 a.m. Oh, that's gonna be fun. But I've done it before.
Awesome. Yeah. You got to do
anyway.
It. But so the first 10 games.
I guess we'll do our reviews.
Yeah, we'll do our reviews. Yeah, we'll get it in. But to your point, so the first 10 games, there's not.
You have the schedule?
One opportunity. Yeah. I got the schedule.
Pull up the schedule.
Yeah. Right. So I mean, those first First of
Because I do think Maurice is going to give both goalies some games
10.
in the first
Yeah.
10 games.
The first 11 games, we have no back-to-backs. So
Yeah.
we're going to get an opportunity to see what he's thinking pretty early on, because it's basically every other day we play. So I think we'll get a good grasp. I'm not a fan of doing it the way we did it last year. What team was I looking at? I was looking at Boston, where was Swayman and the other kid that they've got. And they were giving those guys like 3 and 4 and 5 games at a time. Can you not hear me? Did I mute myself? I can hear me just fine. I can't hear you. I don't know. It's got to be on you. I'm not muted. Hold on, unmute my audio. I'm good. I don't know what there's nothing that's happened here.
Okay.
Oh, I can hear you just fine now.
Yeah.
Are you
No, I
good?
couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, nothing happened. I mean, nothing
Okay.
changed. That was
Weird.
odd.
Weird.
All
All right.
right.
So give me you don't have to put it up. Just tell me, let's say the first 6 games. Tell me when the games are, what night, and who we're playing. Like the first week.
Yeah, we've got make sure that's not preseason. Yeah. So we've got the Islanders at 7:30 at the Islanders, 7:30. Do we open up with 3 on the road? Jeez. Yeah. So we open up at the Islanders at 7:30, then at the Sabres at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then at the Bruins at 7 o'clock. And then we're home against the Flyers at 7:30, home against the Lightning at 7, and then we go back out on the road for a 5 o'clock afternoon game against the Islanders. So it's not a lot of home games, and then we're on the road. Yeah, there's not a lot of home games. Not a lot of home games in that beginning.
So you might see Bob against the Islanders, and maybe you'll see Knight against the Sabres. I don't know.
Right.
Again, we have no clue what this coach is going to do.
Yeah. Right.
But I do think that there'll be, out of those first 6, 7 games, I think you'll see Knight in at least 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. I'd like to see.
Yeah, Dad.
But I'd say I'd like to see him get, when he plays, I'd like to see him get 3 games in a row and then give Bob 5, because that gives Bobrovsky a little bit of a break, but not too much. To give Spencer, he consistently plays better when he gets more games stacked. When he's just doing 1 game every 10 days, it's not good for a young goaltender. That's why you don't see a lot of young goaltenders.
Well, it's not good for him. It's not good for him. And that's
Yeah.
why they ended up sending him down.
Right.
He wasn't getting enough action and he was getting rusty.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you said, you can't play 1 out of 10 games and, expect him to be lights out. That's why, again, what I want to see is the 1A, 1B scenario, as opposed to starting goalie and backup.
Right.
Again,
Now,
the unknown is, does Maurice agree with that philosophy?
Right. The one thing that we should talk about a little bit, was the one weak spot with Spencer, is his puck handling. And it did look like he had gotten a little bit better towards the end of the season. And I get, that's another thing that comes with the experience. You have to be put in those positions, but he does have a tendency to go behind the net to grab the puck when he really doesn't need to, and he really shouldn't. And then he has a tendency to go back there when, okay, it's acceptable that he goes back and gets the puck. And he has a tendency to hold on to the puck too long because he can't really decide what he's going to do with it. I'm curious if that was all on him and how much of that had to do with the defense was or wasn't communicating with him. And I'm interested to see how he improves on that, because for him to reach a real pure starter potential and level, he's going to have to be better when he's handling the puck. What do you think?
Yeah, that's his main weakness is his puck handling ability. We both recognize that. He's very unsure of himself. I mean, there are some goalies that are just, I mean, they know exactly what they're doing with the puck.
Right.
And Knight should stay in the net.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
only go out when he has to.
Yeah.
Too many unforced errors with him handling the puck, and he really doesn't hockey IQ, just too many mistakes. So stay in the net, Mr. Knight.
Yeah.
Stay in the net. Stop pucks. Let the defense handle that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know about the hockey IQ part. I think he might just be trying to do a little bit too much, show that he proves, that he belongs. You know what I mean? Not a lot of 20, last year was 20. There's not a lot of 20-year-old goalies in the NHL, you know what I mean? So he may feel pressure to make something happen. And he did. He made a spectacular save after, if you remember, he had given up the puck behind the net and he just barely made it back in front of the net, and he dove in front and he made a save. So I don't think he did it on purpose, but eventually that's the kind of thing, that's gonna come back and bite you in the ass. So hopefully he improves on that. So that's it. I think short and sweet. I think
Yeah.
we've touched on everything we need to with
Well,
Spencer Knight.
I'm gonna leave it at this. The same thing that I said about Bob. The key is the defense, the defensive system, the forwards coming back. Knight's a kid where, again, 99% of the time he's going to stop pucks. It's rare, unless a puck gets tipped or deflected or whatever. He's going to make the first save.
Yeah.
So it's just a question of, keeping guys out from front of the net.
Right.
Defensive guys covering their man, getting the rebounds, and that's it. And obviously, we still need to rely on the offense putting up some goals.
Yeah, and one last thing with Spencer that we didn't mention, that I'd like to see improved upon, is his tendency to give up that early goal. Right, that tendency to give up that early goal that he shouldn't have given up.
Agreed.
And I'm interested to know if it's a pregame routine thing. Is he's just not completely ready? Is he too ready? What's going on there? Because it's definitely a thing.
Yeah, it was definitely a pattern.
Yeah.
That we didn't like. Yeah. Let him. Yeah. Those first 5
you
minutes
almost count on it,
in.
And
the other team, the other team knew that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No doubt. No doubt about that. So, all right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this one. I like Stu's idea about doing the defense next. That those are going to be, because I did the video earlier today going over what I think the lines and the pairs are going to be, as best I could. And the defense is what it is right now. That's what we've got. We've got hopefully a top pair, and then we'll have to see. It's going to be interesting. That's going to be a question of how we piece it together, because we don't have the depth that we had before, and we've got we're
going to be okay. We're going to be okay. I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yep. All right, guys. Appreciate all the support. Like Stu says, hit the like, share, subscribe, and we'll be back. We'll be back with a few of them this week. Gearing up. Season's going to start soon, so just get out of August. Just get out of August. That's all we need right now. All right. We'll see you later.